Hello, this is Right Side Trader. Today is August 7th, 2026, and this is my weekly market review. We're reviewing the NASDAQ 100, that's QQQ, on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendation, because as we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading, so please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. All right, let's jump on here on this quarterly chart and see what we see. Boom, resize, and what we see that we got a pretty good bullish looking wick on this quarterly channel. Even though it's still red, we're back above the yearly R1, so we're beginning to seem like this market is ready to start turning around at this time. All right, let's go ahead and go down to our monthly chart and see what we see there. On this monthly chart, let me zoom in here a little bit more and maybe even a little bit more. Get these candles real big so what you can see. What we see on this monthly chart, we started out above pivot. We are above pivot still. We're above the 9-10 moving average. I'm calling out a lot of different things. This is my 9-10 moving average. We're above that. We started out, we came down to pivot and bounced so far this month, and we're back, we're above that pivot at this time. And the other thing that I'm looking at here is that look like we are getting a bullish harami at this time. It won't be a bullish engulfing since it didn't go down long enough to engulf this whole previous candle, but it is looking very bullish at this time. We would like to see it break this previous month high to let us know that this thing is ready to turn around. As we can see, we haven't broken the all-time highs yet. We haven't even broke previous month high yet. So again, this thing is looking very bullish at this time, but it's not. We're not quite out of the woods yet, based on the NASDAQ, any NASDAQ that you may be doing based on your trading plan and your trading strategy at this time. Let's go ahead and go down to our weekly chart and see what we see there. Boom, weekly chart. I'm gonna zoom in here, right here. Start off again on this weekly chart. What we can see here, and is that we got a nice bullish candle here this past week. And I don't know if it's the earnings thing that's going on, or last week was this really our bottom right here, and this thing is really getting ready to turn around, get out of this whole downward trend. We have broken some previous week high, but we didn't close above this last previous week high. We came up to an R1 and pushed down a little bit, and again, we haven't broken all-time highs yet. So we are, based on my trading plan and my trading strategy, I am out of that downward trend, because again, these are the trend lines. Let me draw those again here. These were my trend lines, the way I would be looking at it, somewhere here. Even if I try to stretch it out there, I have broken that trend. So again, look like I am turning around at this time, and I'm just below a resistance 1. I can wait for a confirmation candle maybe on my weekly channel if I want to, if I'm being a little bit conservative. But as aggressive as I am, I'm already looking for stuff to trade. And again, looking for stuff to trade. That doesn't mean I'm taking a trade at this time, although I have done some things, based on some of my trading plans and trading strategy based on what I see, and that's what I'm doing. But right now, we have reversed the trend. Based on my opinion, this was the low, and we got to see if we can break all-time highs, maybe on the NASDAQ come next week. But the NASDAQ is going to have a hard time, look like, probably getting above these highs. We just got to wait and see what actually happens. All right, let's go down to this daily noise and wrap this on up. On this daily noise, I'm just going to go back to here. We can just go here. On this daily noise, we can see that we've had a pretty good strong week, but here this week it's really been kind of choppy. We jumped up here. We jumped up. When I say we jumped up here, I'm looking at how we gapped up here, on Tuesday, whatever earnings came out that day, and gave this market a thing. But we haven't broken that low of that when we gapped up. So we got this gap down here, but this market didn't want to come back down here and fill this gap yet at this time. This thing now is still look like it came back and want to go higher. Come next week, I kind of see us opening above pivot, so I do see us going higher before we go lower. But anything, as we know, anything can happen. My mark where I think we really got to get up, getting close to those highs and getting in that area where we're really going to have a hard time, is still like a $30 or more, $30, $35 or more higher than where we're at right now. And as you can see, based on how we even got close to that area, we started getting a push down, and we couldn't break that Wednesday high that we had. So things are still kind of shaky on the NASDAQ at this time. But let's zoom out a little bit. Let me see. See again, this is this whole little area here on this daily chart where this market was going down here and making this little thing right here before on the NASDAQ. And we just trying to get above that whole peak before we dropped. So that's right. You can see that's where we're at right now. We're back into this little area here trying to get above this whole trend right here. And we haven't. We dropped and we came back up in here, and this thing is struggling again. So be careful here with the NASDAQ and all. So let's just see what happens, and that's about all I have at this time. This has still been a great week with the run that we had this week, and come next week I do see us opening above pivot, and if we go up to our resistance 1 level, we should get above this whole area and get where we're fighting at these tops and fighting all time highs. But we got to just kind of like wait and see. Let me bring that down where you can see that. See our all-time high is up there, and we're going to be just below that at 739, and our all-time high is at 748. So we're going to be $10 below that all-time high if we can get to our resistance 1 level next week. And if we can get the resistance 2, like we did this week, and start struggling, we will be making all-time highs come next week. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I have this week. This is Right Side Trader. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll be talking to you next week. Have a good one. Bye. Thank you, new subscribers. Subscribe, like. Let me know if you want to go full screen on this. I do full screen on the NASDAQ at this time, but I do need my little screens for my TikTok and my other shorts type stuff. Talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye.